right, I think we're just about ready to start here. Now, normally at these live shows, if you've seen the videos, forms of them, I usually play the theme song. When people are singing the theme song, it's because I have an episode to show them. I don't have the episode ready yet, but I brought the theme song along. So, let's start things off.
Bad comics burn. Linkara's gonna teach you all a lesson you won't learn. Brodsky, you're not the smartest. Liefeld, you're not an artist. Anyone who's had a bad comic published, it could be your turn. Linkara, he is a man. Punch, wears a pretty hat. Linkara, he has a magic gun. Where'd he purchase that? Linkara. Coins, robots, Amazon to trust. Linkara. This comic sucks. Linkara.
There we go.
We love you, Linkara.
Thank you.
I like you as a friend.
What about your adopted children?
Hey, you're about to be
Sounds like a plan. Hello and welcome to Ghost of Atop the Fourth Wall Live! If this is your first time attending one of my live shows, please be informed that the doors are guarded and you will be shot on sight if you attempt to leave. I do accept bribes, however, so feel free to get those wallets ready. Also, I am reading from a script, so I apologize in advance if I slur my words or flub my lines. Trust me, it will probably be funnier than what the actual jokes were going to be. Now, you may have noticed that I am cosplaying today as the sniper from Team Fortress 2. Naturally, you would assume that means I'm reviewing a Team Fortress 2 comic. If you are assuming that, you really haven't ever been to one of these live shows before, have you? However, I do know of the TF2 webcomics, and I may review them for a future live show. Today, though, since we are honored at this convention to be joined by several Power Rangers, I decided it was time to give a proper review to this comic. Hamilton Comics' Mighty Morphin Power Rangers #1. What's that, you say? None of the Power Rangers actors that are here were actually Rangers during the Mighty Morphin era? Yeah, that was dumb of me. Oh, and I've already reviewed this when I may or may not have parodied another internet reviewer? Why, I have no idea what you're talking about. Anyway, Hamilton Comics' Power Rangers. Let's start with our cover. And boy, is it lackluster. Admittedly, it is better than the normal fare of group shots where they're just standing in place, but frankly, with the way the proportions of the five have been allotted, they look like they're the action figures. You know, the ones that if you hit a button, it swapped their heads around. It's not helped by the fact that they all have their animal symbols on their chests. The show never did that, so why the hell do all the toys and comics have it? And what's more is that there is no background, but they are apparently standing or bleeping at something that is so large that it casts a shadow on the ground, but not on the Rangers themselves. Look, I know Power Rangers likes to slap physics around for its lunch money, but come on. We open at a science fair, and we see that the title of today's issue is The Menace of Dracula. Oh yeah, I remember this old Universal horror movie. Dracula played by John Carradine having to fight J. Jonah Jameson when he puts out papers asking if Dracula is a villain or menace. Billy is working on a science project involving different species of moths or butterflies. $10 says we go Return of the Living Dead territory here, and those things start attacking the Rangers. Their teacher, Miss Appleby, comments on Billy's project. Good work, Billy. With exhibits like these, this year's science fair will be the best ever. Come along, everyone. Let's find some more animals to kill and pin to boards. Billy shows the others the Sinestra draculae, or the Dracula moth. I did extensive research on this moth, and by that I mean I did a Google search for it. And considering most of the results pointed to this comic, I'm gonna take a wild guess here and say this is not a real thing. Billy is hoping to win first place in the science fair, but he has some stiff competition. Now, since I don't have access to the music for it right now or anything sound related like that, I'm gonna need the help of the audience for this. I'll get you started. Sing along. Did any of you watch Mighty Morphin Power Rangers? There you go. That's right, it's the true stars of Power Rangers, Bulk and Skull. Why get your hopes up? You know you've met your match. Yeah, met your match. Wait, did they switch Bulk and Skull's dialogue? Usually it's Skull that repeats Bulk. So what have our intrepid young punks done for their science fair project? Why, they've made a display about how yeast rises. Brilliant! No, I'm serious. Unless you're an entomologist, who the hell cares about butterflies and moths? Bread, however, is an important aspect of our daily nutrition. Think about how much food incorporates bread and yeast. This is why these two are the heroes. However, they also get angered easily. I feel confident the scarcity of these arthropods will warrant at least a passing, oh yeah, let me show you my how bulls use their horns exhibit. Bulk, I would hope that, being a punk like yourself, you know how to use the horns. All right, people? Yeah. And then Bulk tries to ram himself into Billy while holding his hands up to his head. Bulk, I'm pretty sure that's not how the bulls do it. Also, Lord Zed is apparently just watching this. See, even this guy only watches Power Rangers for Bulk and Skull. So Bulk tries to ram himself into Billy while holding his hands up to his head. Oh, sorry, wrong one. So Bulk tries to, I don't know, rush Billy and instead runs right into a display about paint colors or something. Because it would not be Power Rangers unless Bulk got something spilled on him in some variety. I do wonder about the poor guy's cleaning bills, or at least how many clothes he goes through per week. Billy explains that the Dracula moth immobilizes its prey through hypnosis, and, I guess talking about it somehow hypnotized Skull. Or maybe he's been huffing the paint fumes. Also, I love how this circular panel with Lord Zed in it is half hidden by the other one. Wait, what? Don't hide me back here! I am Lord Zed! Your panel will not interfere with mine! Jason suggests that they put the color exhibit back together! Because, of course, the people who were actually running that exhibit are out on a smoke break or something. Come on, Bird Brain, we gotta get to the supermarket before it closes. Didn't you hear me? We need more yeast! Wait, isn't the science fair going on right now? You didn't bring enough yeast ahead of time? And why do both of you need to go get it? What if some other asshole comes along and ruins your brilliant yeast experiment? Lord Zed, inspired by the Dracula moth, instructs Squat and Babu to grab it so Finster can make a monster out of it. Because Finster can do that. Because evil alien space science. To distract the Rangers, he first sends in a group of putties. Fortunately, the Rangers are able to fight them off. Although fight is a bit of an exaggeration, as you can see. Jason whops his putty, and I'm pretty sure Zach just rammed his ass into that putty. Billy apparently just slapped it. Squat and Babu return with wait, now there's a caterpillar? Billy did not have a caterpillar as part of his exhibit. Was Lord Zed just genre savvy enough to know that the Rangers would interfere no matter where he sent his forces, so he sent the putties to distract them anyway? Anyway, he puts it into his machine and, not kidding, we instantly go to the next panel where the thing is now giant-sized. I feel like we're missing some panels in this comic. Back with the Rangers. Rangers, maybe you want to hit the Z's on the putties. They don't go away unless you hit the Z. That was kind of a big deal the first time you fought these things. Oh well. Billy also notices that his exhibit was stolen. Why would Zed desire such an inconsequential item? Gee, I wonder if it's to create a monster out of it, just like the 500 other times he's done this. They get a call from Zordon and... Whoa. So Zordon in this continuity is a stain on the tube. Power Rangers, go to Angel Grove City Park. Zed has sent a giant caterpillar to destroy its vegetation. But Zordon, that park's pretty big. Won't it take a while to consume an entire park? Look, I only have one job on this show, and that's to tell you where to go and what to do. So do it already. My face that is smiling for no reason commands you.
Also, get me Windex.
It's Morphin time! And boy, does this look weird. Bad enough that their morphers clearly do not have their power coins in them, but it's not even like they're holding the morphers right. It's like they're showing off perfume samples at a mall.
Ode to Tyrannosaurus.
Billy tells the other Rangers that this is indeed an enlarged version of the Dracula moth larva, and they need to kill it quickly since if it changes into its moth form, it'll be carnivorous. And hell, when it's in its chrysalis stage, it'll use Harden against them. Then what will they do? It could be super effective. So the Rangers attack and... Oh, sweet merciful. Was the artist under the impression that the Rangers could fly? Because, well, they can't. They really can't. They especially can't fly like how the Pink Ranger is. It's like she's bending over in midair. Did Jim Ballant draw this? The Rangers get their asses handed to them. Well, I think that's what's happening anyway. There's nothing about these panels to suggest that they're getting hit, just that the Rangers are flailing around in the air. Maybe they're just leaping around and they're all drunk or something. And then the caterpillar pisses on them. Well, that's what it looks like. Hey, here's a dumb question. Why aren't they using their guns? You know, the guns that are supposed to be in those holsters that the artist keeps drawing but doesn't put the guns inside of? I mean, if Zach can mysteriously get his power axe out of nowhere, he can probably get his gun from nowhere too. Anyway, everyone except Kimberly and Billy have been put into cocoons, and despite Billy stabbing at the larva, it's impervious to his attacks. Zordon has them teleport back to the command center. Ay, 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 my poor Rangers! Your poor Rangers? Look, Alpha, you're an intern. Go make some coffee or something.
Also, where the hell is that Windex?
In the Zarathustra dimension, there lives a giant spider whose venom can dissolve these cocoons. Zordon? Maybe you want to try some scissors first or something? Maybe we shouldn't go for alternate dimension travel to retrieve venom from a giant spider as our plan A.
I end up in a Stephen King novel.
But, yeah. I guess we can just teleport to other dimensions now. Since Kimberly and Billy are now in the Zarathustra dimension. And Kimberly has her arms around Billy as she cowers in fear. Yay, feminism! Oh, and then there are small tentacles on the ground that grab at Kimberly. Oh, just wonderful. Zordon sent them to a tentacle hentai dimension. You know, I'm starting to think that Zordon is kind of a dick. No. Billy says the tentacles are actually just attracted to body heat and aren't strong enough to impede their progress.
This is definitely a tentacle hentai.
Yep, you're just in another dimension looking for Shelob to steal some of its venom. Nothing to worry about here. No need to panic or anything. And speak of the devil, or giant spider in this case, Kimberly suddenly realizes the important fact that they don't actually have a plan on how to get the venom from the spider. It's almost like this plan of go into another dimension to steal venom from a giant spider was really poorly conceived or something. Oh, and just like mightily murdered power ringers, I must protest, this spider has 3 body segments instead of 2. God, I'm a nerd. They hide behind some rocks to rethink their strategy. Zordon never said this would be easy. I can't do a Kimberly voice. If only the Green Ranger was with us. Yeah, it's a pity you guys ran out of manga panels that featured the Green Ranger. It'd just be too expensive to create any original artwork with him in it. You all just suddenly got that. So since their weapons have continued to prove ineffective, Billy uses some of the hentai tentacles to tie the canister for holding the venom to one of Kimberly's arrows. And then she fires it near the spider and it spits its venom at the arrow, filling up the canister. You know, guys, that thing was spitting out the venom like crazy a minute ago. You probably could have just scraped some of that up and instead of randomly firing an arrow. And again, they were mentored by Zordon and his own infinite wisdom.
Well, that was my Windex.
Anyway, they get the canister and teleport away, Billy holding up Kimberly for no adequately explained reason. Yay, feminism! Back at the command center, Alpha uses the venom on the cocoons, revealing that Zack has his helmet off now. Why? Well, you see...
Continuity! Aliens.
So anyway, the vampire moth has turned into its moth form. That was a quick chrysalis stage, I guess.
In its enlarged state, the Dracula moth is able to mesmerize higher life forms, even humans. Good luck, Power Rangers, and let the power protect you. Gaze into my dead, soulless eyes, Power Rangers!
Damn it, it wasn't Windex, it was Carbonite!
They launch another attack, and it goes once again just as well, with Jason here leaping at it and then falling down like a rag doll. Also, the vampire moth's hypnosis actually is in convenient ray gun mode, so it just shoots out a beam of hypnosis, because that's how that works. And okay, I kind of avoided talking about this before, but clearly this comic was made with Rita Repulsa in mind as the villain. Zed went to Finster for creating the monster. He keeps looking through a telescope instead of using that eye vision thing he uses on the show. But this last one takes the cake. He proclaims that he will make his monster grow. Oh, no. And then he throws his staff down at the earth. Can I just ask, what the hell was preventing them from just making the villain of this one be Rita Repulsa? I really don't think anybody would have noticed. No. So the Rangers form the Thunder Megazord while making shadow puppets on the walls. Or maybe the Thunder Megazord is controlled by a Kinect. I don't know. They use their sword and kill the moth, though what I love is that the power of Go-Go Power Rangers is so great that it actually is a sound effect for the comic. Yeah. And then Zed proclaims he has a headache. Oh man, this really was written with Lord Zed in mind, I can just tell. Back at the science fair, the other Rangers tell Billy that they're sorry his exhibit got ruined, but fortunately Billy has a backup plan. An artifice I've been experimenting with to accelerate life processes in the lower orders. What do you mean? I mean, it means I get to play God! Worship your blue deity, my insect children! I am the Lord of the Flies! Actually, it's to accelerate the speed of their growth from eggs to adult moths. I looked this up, and apparently it is possible to speed up growth of butterflies with a heat lamp. Mind you, it basically goes from about 15 days to 8 days, so yeah, Billy, the science fair is today, and you're boned, man. Oh, I'm gonna need you guys to do this again. Bulk and Skull return and realize that their yeast experiment is not going as well as they hoped. It's just not rising. As such, they hit upon the idea of stealing Billy's heat lamp. They succeed and put the lamp near their yeast, and it starts growing rapidly. Bulk and Skull have created the blob, apparently. And so our comic ends with the judges deciding to, naturally, give the top prize to Billy for his rushed science fair project that he threw together literally at the last minute. See, even Trini is cheering in the background in a bizarre fashion. And nearby, another high schooler is groaning because his cold fusion experiment was passed over for moths. However, Miss Appleby does have another special prize for Bulk and Skull, for the messiest science fair project. Oh, if they're in that pose, it means they're encased in it, and they probably are dead in there from lack of oxygen.
You killed them!
This comic sucks. Admittedly, it's Power Rangers, so I can't hate it, but this one is ridiculous, with terrible artwork, Rita Repulsa swapped with Lord Zed with just a find replacement, and right turn into what the hell when we have to go into another dimension. To be fair, though, it does feel like an episode of the show, so they've got that down. However, I have nothing else to say, so thank you, everybody! And someone can get the house lights.